Let's start with a terrifying thought. Imagine the entire history of Earth as a single 24-hour clock. The Earth forms at midnight. Life doesn't even appear until around 4 a.m. For the next 12 hours, almost nothing happens. Just single-celled organisms floating in an empty ocean. The dinosaurs, they don't show up until 10:56 p.m. They dominate the planet for nearly an hour. And then, bang, an asteroid hits. They are gone. Now, look at your watch. Where are humans in this story? We, modern humans, appear at 11:59 p.m. and 58 seconds. All of our history, the pyramids, the Roman Empire, the world wars, the internet, it all happens in the last 2 seconds of the day. So, here's the haunting question that science is afraid to ask. What happened in the thousands of minutes before us? Is it really possible that for billions of years, the Earth was just waiting for us? Or is it possible that in the shadows of deep time, someone else was here? Someone who built cities, waged wars, and looked at the stars, just like us? And more importantly, if they were here, where did they go? You might be skeptical. You might say, if there was a civilization before us, we would see their ruins. We would trip over their skulls. But this assumes that the Earth is a museum. It is not. The Earth is a machine designed to destroy history. It is called entropy. Let's do a thought experiment. Imagine humanity vanishes today. Right now, what happens? In 24 hours, the lights go out globally. In 10 days, pets and farm animals die. In 50 years, our wooden houses rot and collapse. In 500 years, steel structures like the Eiffel Tower rust and snap in half. In 10,000 years, the pyramids are buried under sand. But let's go further. Move forward 10 million years. Plate tectonics have moved the continents. What used to be New York City is now underwater, or pushed deep underground, crushed by extreme pressure, and melted into magma. The Earth recycles its crust. It wipes the hard drive clean every few million years. So, looking for a civilization from 50 million years ago is not like looking for a needle in a haystack. It is like looking for a needle in a volcano. This concept isn't science fiction. In 2018, Gavin Schmidt, the director of NASA's Goddard Institute, and astrophysicist Adam Frank published a groundbreaking paper. They called it the Silurian Hypothesis. They weren't saying lizard people definitely existed. They were asking, how would we know if they did? Since we can't find cities, we have to look for chemical ghosts. We have to look at the atmosphere of the past. When a civilization becomes industrial, it burns things. Coal, oil, gas. This releases massive amounts of carbon-12 into the air. It leaves a chemical fingerprint in the dirt. And here's the scary part. When we look at the geological record, specifically at a period called the Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum, about 56 million years ago, we see exactly that. We see a sudden, massive spike in global temperature. We see the ocean becoming acidic. We see a massive release of carbon. Science says this was probably natural, maybe massive volcanoes. But the data looks suspiciously like the year 2024. If carbon isn't enough proof, what else survives the ultimate time test? What is the true, enduring legacy of mankind that will outlive the bones and the bricks? It's not Shakespeare. It's not Mozart. It is plastic. Synthetic polymers, the very essence of our disposable culture, do not degrade in nature over geological timescales. They persist. If an alien geologist or perhaps an evolved descendant of ours digs up Earth in 100 million years, they will find a distinct unnatural layer, a razor-thin line of crushed plastic bottles, synthetic fabrics, and processed metals that simply do not exist naturally in the Earth's crust. This persistent non-biological stratum is what scientists call a technosignature. It is our unintentional, indelible signature on deep time. And then there is something even more hauntingly specific. Plutonium-244. This is a rare radioactive isotope that is not found naturally in any significant quantity on Earth. It is only created by one thing: the explosive, catastrophic power of nuclear detonations. If a previous civilization, 50 million years ago, fought a nuclear war, or experienced a series of nuclear accidents like the tragic one at Chernobyl, the telltale radioactive scars, the isotopic fingerprints, would remain embedded in the soil and sediments for hundreds of millions of years. We haven't conclusively found this evidence yet. It is possible we just haven't dug deep enough in the right place. Or perhaps, the most unsettling possibility, their technology was so fundamentally different from our own, so advanced, that we don't even know what unique chemical trace, what non-human techno-signature we should be looking for. The silence of the deep past may not be empty. It may just be speaking a language we haven't learned to read. There is a fundamental loophole in the Earth's brutal ability to erase history. While our home planet is fiercely active, constantly churning its crust with wind, rain, and molten magma, our closest neighbor, the Moon, is a geological tomb. It is cold, it is airless, it is silent. On the Moon, a single astronaut's footprint lasts forever. There is no weather, no erosion, no entropy in the terrestrial sense. If a previous civilization 50 million years ago had the capacity to drop a hammer, a satellite, or any piece of technology onto the Moon, it would still be there today, perfectly preserved, waiting beneath a thin layer of dust. This leads us to a fascinating and frightening possibility. If an ancient species on Earth, the Silurians, ever achieved spaceflight, even for the briefest of moments, the irrefutable evidence is not on the ocean floor, but waiting for us on the lunar surface, or maybe even further out on Mars. NASA's incredibly capable Mars rovers, like Perseverance, diligently send us pictures of empty, red, windswept deserts. We have explored less than 1% of the Martian surface, and we are primarily looking for microbial life, for fossilized bacteria. But imagine, for a terrifying moment, the shock that would ripple through humanity if the Perseverance rover turned a corner, scanned the horizon, and its camera captured the eroded but unmistakable corner of a rusted metallic structure. The structure would not be alien, it would be terrestrial, made by Earthlings, just not human ones. Such a discovery would not just rewrite history. It would prove that the cycle of civilization is a cosmic loop, a dramatic repetition of rise, industrialization, and subsequent self-destruction or disappearance, and that we, the modern humans of the 21st century, are simply the next act in an ancient play. Why does this bizarre journey into the deep past truly matter? Why should you, living in the hypermodern world of the 21st century, care about the spectral ghosts of a possible civilization from 50 million years ago? The answer lies in one of the most profound concepts in astrobiology, the Great Filter. This is the chilling theory that states civilizations inevitably encounter a severe barrier, a filter, that prevents them from becoming a truly permanent interstellar species. The terrible implication is that intelligence itself might be a trap. Maybe every single time a species evolves to be smart enough to split the atom, or drastically and rapidly change the climate of its home planet, it simultaneously engineers its own inevitable suicide. The Silurian Hypothesis is more than just a historical curiosity. It is a powerful reflective mirror. We look into the deep, prehistoric past, not just to find out who came before, but to glimpse the most likely version of our own future. If we, humanity, are truly the first time intelligence has blossomed on this planet, then we carry an immense and terrifying responsibility to survive, to successfully navigate the filter, and to break the cycle. But if we are the second, or the third, or the 10th, then we are walking blindly through a vast, cosmic graveyard, ignoring the repeated warnings and cautionary tales written not on tombstones, but in the rocks, the ice cores, and the atmospheric data of our own Earth. The Earth itself will survive us. It is a resilient machine. It has survived far worse cataclysms than any civilization could inflict. The only question that remains is not about the planet's destiny, but about our own. Will we survive ourselves? Thank you for watching this journey into the deep unknown with Vizoda Originals. If this video made you question your reality, subscribe now and join the conversation. Because the truth is always buried.